The breakdown you're about to watch is brought to you by We Want Picks Premium Membership. Premium membership gets you all sorts of exclusive content, early bets, fantasy tools, and betting guides. Check it out now, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. Get ahead of these betting lines and get access to all of the tools now with an optimizer. We have a DraftKings optimizer available to you at the same low price of $10 a month. That's $2.50 a week. You get all of our bets early, all of our fantasy content early. You get betting tools and now a DraftKings optimizer, DraftKings ownership, and everything you need to build now up to 150 lineups with just a few clicks. WeWantPicks.com at the top. Click Become a Member. It is only $10 a month. All right, $10 a month. You have one good week. You pay for the whole year. WeWantPicks.com at the top. Click Become a Member. And as always, if you want $50, all you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets, sign up with any one of our betting partners, make a deposit, and I will send you $50 as a thank you. That's WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit. I'll send you $50. First up at UFC 279, we have Darian Weeks taking on Yohan Lainesse, or Yohan. Darian Weeks is 5-2 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, and he is looking for his first UFC win. Yohan Lainesse is 8-1 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off the KO loss to Gabe Green. And Darian Weeks is coming off that loss to Ian Gary, where even though he did have a takedown and 3 minutes of control time, he was completely outstruck. Style-wise, he's a wrestler who's very comfortable striking. He has real power in his hands. He has explosive takedowns, and he has legit submissions. He's a threat everywhere for the most part, but he has yet to need his takedown defense. But if you look at that and you go back, you do your research, he has very, very impressive takedown defense. He'll be balancing on one leg, hopping up, full split, full composure that entire time. Yohan Lainesse is a grappler. He can KO you with anything from a check hook to an overhand as well, because he has insane power considering he is a grapple-first fighter. His striking is not technical, but again, he has that real power. He wings big, heavy punches while charging forward, and as soon as you get comfortable striking with him, he's going to shoot a double leg clean up the middle, and once he hits the ground, he works for control, and he just starts pounding away. Everything he does looks like it hurts, but he's definitely on the slower side of the division, and he does have a tendency to brawl, so a technical striker should be able to pick him apart. And the reason I think this is an interesting fight is this is going to be the first opponent in the UFC, at least for Darian Weeks, that is actually looking to grapple with him. Everybody else was striking with him. So now he finally gets to use his wrestling, and I love Darian in this matchup. I think he's going to be the better striker, and even if he doesn't have that same raw power as Yohan, he should be more technically sound. He's absolutely going to be faster, because I mentioned Yohan is physically slow. I think their takedowns are going to be about the same, but the difference is absolutely going to be takedown defense. Darian's takedown defense is incredible. It's like old school BJ Penn with just insane flexibility and composure that whole time. This is a split, by the way. This leg is up in the air, and he's bouncing on the other one. I think Darian wins this fight. He can dictate if it's on the feet. He can dictate if it goes to the mat. So Darian is the pick, and I got a little tiny money line bet on him. What do you think, Jakey boy? You and I, real quick, were split on a bunch of fights last week, but we still both ended up with very good picks, and we both ended up making money, which is always interesting how that happens because we pick our spots with the bets. Well, I think we're split a bunch this week, too.
Yeah, but I think last week there was only one fight really that we were split where we disagreed on the analysis of the fight. And that's what we always tell people every single week. Even when picks are this or we're split on picks, usually our analysis is pretty much the same. It'll be like, I think this person's going to get the takedowns. And I'm saying, if they get the takedowns, I do think that they will win, but I don't think they're going to get the takedown. So a lot of our analysis is the same, and we're always right on the analysis, Angel. I mean, 95% of the time, we're right on the analysis. I almost dropped an F-bomb right there. It's going to be very hard for me. This breakdown is going to come down to, I think, whoever is able to dictate the pace and pressure is going to win this fight. And in my mind, Darian Weeks is very, very good at that. Even in that Ian Gary fight, and Ian Gary, by the way, I know a lot of people hate him. I think he's a really, really fantastic fighter, really dangerous counter striker as well. And Darian was still able to walk him down. He wasn't as as active, and there wasn't as much volume as I would have liked to see, but being the counter striker Ian Gary is, you can kind of understand that. But he was still able to get inside and clinch and pressure Ian Gary, and I love that because when you watch Yohan fight, especially his last fight, he went into that fight bragging about his conditioning. Oh, I'm conditioned. Nobody works hard. I'm conditioned. The second his conditioning started to fail, and that was like early second round, and obviously it was failing because he was trying to chase a finish. He had the guy hurt, and he took him down. He's trying to chase a finish, so there was a reason it failed. But the second it failed, that dude absolutely shelled up and quit. And when it comes to this fight, which I think they're very skill wise, they're very even. Darian, I agree. I don't think the wrestling of Yohan's going to be an issue for Darian. So I think it's going to be more of a standing fight. Darian's a little bit more technical. Yohan with the power, as you mentioned already. But when this comes down to pace, pressure, and just flat-out toughness, I'm going to take Darian over Yohan 10 out of 10 times. And I think that's what it comes down to. Whoever's able to dictate the pace, pressure, and show some real toughness in this fight is going to win this fight. And that's 10 out of 10. I'll pick Darian 100% because Yohan, the second he was tired and started turning from a hammer to a nail, some people can't be nails. Angelo, you can be a hammer. Can't be a nail. I'm a fantastic nail. Nobody gets nailed better than me, Angelo.
I'm positive.
Yeah, so I'm going with Darian Weeks. But Yohan's power is real. It is real. But I'm going with Darian Weeks.
For some reason I thought we were split on this, so it's nice to hear we are not. And DraftKings dead even. The money line is pretty even as well. Darian Weeks is an okay favorite, but not anything significant. DraftKings the same thing. You know, I don't know if I'm going to spend the $8,200, but there probably is some value. If obviously, if you can get a stoppage, he's definitely worth it. And I think there's probably a stoppage in this fight, or very well could be, because Yohan's got that big power. And like you said, if Darian starts pushing, getting on top, pounding away, Yohan may fold up. What do you think of DraftKings?
Yeah, I think people always mention that you got to have somebody in this range to have the optimal lineup. So maybe it's a play, but honestly, I think the value might be in Yohan. With the more aggressive wrestling and the knockout power, he's probably the better value of the two, even though my pick is Darian, if that makes sense.
I guess. I mean, we're talking $200 in difference in DraftKings. It's not like, Jesus, dude. Monkey Knife Fight strike line, 73 to 57. That's a pretty wide gap. And I guess that's just assuming Darian's going to get the takedowns. And he's faster, so he'll probably land a little more than Yohan taking his time. What do you think of that Monkey Knife Fight strike line? I don't know what to do with that.
I think it's a more. I think Darian's pushing the pressure. Yohan's still throwing back. I think it's probably more. Both these guys are, I guess I was going to say both these guys are tough, but I just kind of slammed Yohan. But he's probably going to show up a little bit better in this fight. I think it's a more.
Well, if you know what you want to do with that Monkey Knife Fight strike line, go to wewantpicks.com/MKF. It's daily fantasy. All you need to do is save more or less on the strike line, and if you're right, you can triple your money. It's pretty fun, pretty easy to do, and if you want $50 for free, wewantpicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit, and we'll send you $50 as a thank you.